What's up, guys? Camille here with Diesel Resource, and we're in Las Vegas driving the new Ram 2019 heavy duty trucks, and we're in right now what's probably my favorite truck that we're gonna get to drive this entire weekend. It's a 2019 Ram 3500 Laramie Longhorn, and I got a special place in my heart for Laramie Longhorn trucks. I've owned a couple, and man, they're unreal, and being from the traditional South, they just really sit well with me. But I want to kind of show you guys some of the things that this truck has and why it's so special. So the whole truck on the interior is adorned with a lighter, like brown trim that's much. It's almost like a mixture of the two Laramie Longhorn additions that were available with the 4th gen. One being that very light color, and the other one being that very dark color. So they kind of met in the middle and came out with this color configuration. As you can kind of see, there's a new, all new dash gauges. There's a new storage compartment right here. It's really cool how it goes up. It kind of slides in versus popping out. So that's really neat. As you can see, everything's got like that wood premium look to it. Custom stitching, something that I think is pretty neat. It has the Harman Kardon sound system, just like the other higher trim Ram trucks. But this one, because it's the Laramie Longhorn, a lot of the actual speaker inserts are actually a brown color, which I think is really cool. The other ones have kind of like a metallic color. As you can see all around the dash, and something that's really neat about these trucks is this 12-inch Uconnect system. So we're actually doing a video where we kind of go over the Uconnect system and this new 12-inch display, but just a little breakdown for you guys. It's a 12-inch screen. This thing is closer to a display that's available on a Tesla than a pickup truck. This is probably one of our favorite things about this truck. And the screen can actually be split up into two different sides, which is cool. The navigation allows you to see just a huge ways out in front of you and wherever you're going. It's really, really neat. These trucks also have quite a few different camera views. So right now we're looking at the cargo camera view. There's the split view, which shows you the right and left side of your truck. Oh, I just made it go disappear. There's an auxiliary camera that's not currently plugged in. That's the hitch camera right there. But there's just a lot of features with this truck. And I forgot to mention too, right now where we're driving, I'm pulling 21,000 pounds through the mountains right now in Las Vegas. This truck is really, really impressive. I've hardly had to step on the brakes at all. Between the exhaust brake, and tow mode, it really makes it a joy to pull something. It's really not a hassle anymore. Something else that's really cool on these new Ram trucks, to load a gooseneck or fifth wheel, they have a new bed lowering mode that kind of allows you to, instead of having to readjust anything, and it really shortens time. All you got to do is, pull up to your trailer, you can hit that bed lowering mode, and just very easily slide right in and connect your hitch to your truck. It really cuts the process down in half. But there's quite a few other features too with safety. They have a kind of like a smart cruise control that's available, as well as a collision alert and brake assist system. These trucks are just really well done. We're having a harder time coming up with things that we don't like about these trucks. That just kind of gives you our opinion of them right there. But something really neat is this new, center console layout that they got going on. So something I really like about it, they added some cup holders, which is great, because previously, if you didn't have the flip out center seat, you were only getting 2 cup holders, which to me is kind of inconvenient. And I always got friends and stuff in the truck, so that's a big help. There's 5 USB ports in just this vicinity right here. There's actually one right up here too, which is pretty neat. So you're gonna be as connected as you possibly can be. I mean, you can charge all your devices that you have. This center console can actually, it's really neat. You can have an open area over here. There's an area for you to put your phone in right here. Actually a CD disc insert, which is pretty cool. That's something that one of my previous trucks didn't have. I was kind of disappointed. But this center console part actually slides in and out, which I think is just an awesome design. And then you can also open it up, and everything is lined with it. It almost feels like a kind of like velvet. And this actually opens up even further as well for more storage space too. So we're actually going to go into a little bit more detail about this Megacab specifically. As you guys know, if you're a Ram truck fan, the Megacab is really something special in the fact that it's your rear seats can recline, and you have a lot of leg room. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've had really big dudes in the back of my truck, you know, 6'5", around that range. I mean, they're as comfortable as can be. And something else that's really cool, there's really a lot of storage behind those seats. So if you know, I often put my, I'm from Florida, so I'm kind of a redneck, but I put my shotgun behind my seats oftentimes. I mean, they got hooks for you to, you know, hook up clothes. They actually have storage compartments where I usually put a recovery strap along with some, you know, locking pins. I have, you know, all kinds of stuff back there, but it really helps keep your truck clean. It's like having a toolbox inside of your truck. So as soon as we stop in just a couple minutes, probably less, maybe a couple seconds, I'm gonna walk around the truck and kind of show you the other interior features that this truck has. But so for these Ram trucks, there are 2 available motors that you're going to be having if you want a diesel engine. Their 6.4 liter Hemi is now their standard option. So, and the 2 motors, if you looked at the pricing, we actually just put out the pricing today for the trucks. You actually have to add about $9 grand for just the regular standard Cummins diesel, which is putting out, I think, 385 horsepower and 850 torque. And then their other option is their high output Cummins diesel, which actually offers you 400 horsepower and 1,000 pounds of torque, which is just, I mean, they really worked hard to kind of claim that trophy. But we're just now arriving, so give us 1 second. We're gonna get out of the truck and take a look too. Something really cool about these trucks is they actually have built-in power steps. So I know a lot of guys like to put the amp power steps on their trucks. With this truck, you actually don't even need to do that because they already come with it. So let's get out of the truck and kind of take a look at the back. All right, so as you guys can see, I mean, there is a ton of space here. And something that I've always appreciated about the Laramie Longhorn too. If you look over here, I mean, how cool is this? It's like a belt buckle. I mean, that's just really, really neat. But anyways, let's get back to it. So they have rear air that's available. You got USB plugs, rear heated seats, which is awesome. You got an outlet right here. I mean, you got really, really cool, what do you call them? Floor mats. Yeah, you guys, sorry guys, brain fart. You got really, really cool floor mats that actually, this is pretty neat. It's not just rubber. It's got this little section of it right too that I actually think can pop out if you wanted to clean it. But let's talk a little bit about the seats themselves and what you can do. So there's a little lever right here that you pull, which is gonna open up these back seats. You see it, Brennan? You got it over there? Yeah, so this one will go down as well. So kind of got to push it down. So it makes one flat surface back here where you know, you can lay stuff very, very easily. And the storage I was talking about is actually right here. So Brent, can you move that for me? If you take a look, you got quite a bit of storage space right here. And these two little containers right here. I mean, just that alone is really, really neat. Then you have all these hooks up here that you can use, which is really sweet. I use these all the time. I mean, I can't even tell you how much. And then the cool thing is too, you can see we got a couple things back here that you can actually, they can stay. Let me raise these seats. And if you want to, you know, if you have one person sitting in the back, you can, you don't have to have all the seats down or all the seats up. I mean, you can pretty much change it as you want. But there's just a lot of detail that goes into these trucks. You got speakers above your head here too. I mean, if you look at the door panels, everything is just really sharp, a lot of attention to detail, and they really do a good job at making these trucks luxurious. Now let's take a look under the engine, or under the hood. So as you can see, this one's got the Cummins turbo diesel in it. This is probably the quietest Cummins I've ever been next to. I mean, you can almost not tell that it's a diesel. I mean, it is that quiet. And they've done such a good job at just making these trucks quieter in general. In fact, the actual cabin, there's special windows that are used, and it actually does a tremendous job at keeping the sound out. I think they reduce the sound that comes into the cabin by about 10 decibels, which is, I mean, really impressive. And this particular truck is a dually too, so it's a 3500. There's a couple of different options in terms of the rear suspension on these trucks. So on dually trucks, you have the option to either have the rear leaf springs, or you can have the rear airbag with leaf springs. On the 2500 trucks, you can either have the rear coil suspension, which is really comfortable, or you can actually have the air suspension as well, and I believe even the leaf springs. But they don't have that leaf spring and airbag suspension. Something the engineer brought up earlier too, they're using different axles. I mean, almost everything is brand new underneath these trucks. They did a really good job. They got an aluminum hood to help reduce weight. They did a lot of really neat things. You can see this one's got the Mac Daddy headlights. There's 3 different headlights that are being used on the new Ram trucks. So this one has the LED projector headlights. Below that, you're gonna have the LED reflector headlights. And then the lowest trim, which will, like the work truck models, will have the halogen reflectors. The trucks also have a brand new grille. I mean, they've managed to reduce a lot of weight, and with this grille, I think there's about a 30% improvement in airflow, which is great. All new design, fog lights, which is really neat. These new tow hooks are pretty impressive. I mean, they're huge. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for our 2019 Ram 3500 I guess review with the Laramie Longhorn edition package. If you guys have any questions, you want to know anything that we didn't mention, make sure you leave a comment. We'll try and get back to you, find out and answer if we don't already know it. If you guys like what you're seeing, you want to see more of the new Ram trucks, more of the new Chevy trucks, Ford trucks, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We're at Diesel Resource on Instagram and Facebook. And you know, maybe there's something you don't like. If there's something you don't like, leave a comment too. You're not going to hurt my feelings. We want to get better. So your guys' feedback is really important. But you guys have an awesome day. Make sure you stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of videos about these new Ram trucks.